Hey, Scott from MyGrowthRings.com here.
And Seth from Aristocop.com.
Together along with you, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. Welcome back once again to Tobacco Advent 2021, Day 7.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Good morning, boy.
Good morning, Homer. How you doing?
I'm doing well. We're a week into this now.
No.
This is our annual countdown to Christmas, if you're new to this. And we're smoking tobaccos that were sent to us by some of our viewers. And today's tobacco is...
Greetings, Scott and Seth. I hope this brief missive finds each of you well. Enclosed, please find my contribution to the 2021 Tobacco Advent, a sampling of Paul's Pipe Shop in Flint, Michigan. Arrowhead Aromatic. Check out Paul's website, www.iapsc.net, for the description. Arrowhead is their signature blend. Good smoke. Thank you for the annual Tobacco Advent. Very worthwhile viewing, especially in these unsettled times. May the Lord abundantly bless you and yours, especially during this Christmas season. Sincerely, Matt. And Matt included a question.
Good.
So, question is, describe your favorite era in American history and why.
Before we do that, thank you, Matt. We just smoked that Presbyterian blend, which is an English blend, which, I'm not a big fan of English blends. What you have sent us, I believe, is either Lane 1Q or a variant on Lane 1Q. So thank you very much. Favorite era in American history and why? I mean, if we were time traveling, let's say we could go back to a different era, that would be interesting to go back and experience some things, meet some people, things like that. But to want to live in a different era of American history, I'm not sure. Do you have a favorite era of American history?
I kind of like this one. Pretty good.
I was thinking the same thing.
The
best time to be is now.
Yeah, I think there are eras of time that are more fascinating and more interesting from a purely academic level and just social level. I think it's amazing that we went from discovering flight to landing on the moon in such a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is incredible. And so that's an incredible era. I always enjoy our times through colonial Williamsburg, and that's Revolutionary War times. I wouldn't want to live then, but absolutely, the founding of the country and a lot of things that were going on at that time are incredible, and so I think that that is an amazing time. The Jinko jeans and haircuts of the 90s were great. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, good. That was a good time. I would want to go back to the window of time in the 90s when Mountain Dew released their Pitch Black version 2. It was short-lived, but it was the very best Mountain Dew they've ever made. If you haven't had it yet, Mountain Dew has released this year a gingerbread flavored Mountain Dew. Have you had this yet?
No.
Okay, so it's pure sugar. They don't have a diet version. It is so good. It's so good. There's ginger spices. There's a little bit of cinnamon in it. And on the front end, on the back end is Mountain Dew, and it's a bizarre experience. If you're really paying attention, you can kind of taste the two distinct flavors. But when you're absent-mindedly sipping, it tastes shockingly like Coca-Cola. Like, it's very, very weird. Highly recommend it. It's available in cans. You can go get some and let me know what you think down below.
Weird. So here's the challenge. Any era of American history that I did not live in, I'm romanticizing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think about, I'd go back to the 1890s because that's an interesting time. There's actually steam-powered cars, electric cars, and gas-powered cars There's a bunch of scientists trying to fly. What an interesting time. Yeah, but then you got swamp coolers instead of air conditioners, and the sanitation of sewage and water.
Measles.
Not great. That's right. We got black lung, and so I don't want to romanticize those things.
Well, even the last time we went to
It depends on
Colonial,
where you are too.
and who you are. The last time we went to Colonial Williamsburg, we asked somebody at the wood shop. I was asking people what is a question that you wish visitors would ask and they never do. And the guy who was at the wood shop, who we've seen before, so he's worked there for years. These are craftsmen who have studied the historical trades, and so it is a living museum. They are recreating things as they would have been at in 1776 or thereabouts,
prior to
1775. And the African American wood shop head of the wood shop said, I wish more people would ask about slavery, and would ask about how we romanticize the founding fathers, and how they wouldn't have had the ability or the freedom to do what they did with their mind if they didn't own slaves, to do all of the other work, and to create income for them, and to do all of the manual labor. It's like most of the people in this time were working their butts off from sun up to sundown and have little to nothing to show for it. And we romanticize. Now, has much changed? No, not really. A lot of people work their butts off sun up to sundown just to make a living wage. But who do we romanticize? Elon Musk. He's great. He's doing it. It's going to take us to Mars, right? And so it's easy. Our mentality about those things hasn't changed much, but it was eye-opening to most of the experience when you're visiting this site is all of the good stuff, right? And you don't see any of the bad stuff that was making the good stuff possible. Yeah. And that's true of any era, I think, in history.
Oh yeah. Just recently, I helped my sister and her husband, my brother-in-law, process, let's say, a bunch of chickens. They were raising meat chickens, and after a surprisingly short time, just a matter of like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, they're ready to harvest. And if you've never done that, it gives you an appreciation for the chicken wings that you eat, because you go and you order 12 chicken wings, right? That's the wings from 6 chickens, and that's a lot of processing to get 12 chicken wings. Now we have mechanization now. We've got some Central American immigrants that are working at the Tyson factory that do all that for us, right? And we don't even think about it. But there's a real sacrifice, the chicken, and then the time, and you might cut yourself, and the sanitation and all those things that we really take for granted today, that I don't know that I would want to go back. So anyway, let me think about within my own life. It would be interesting to go back in time, if I could go back and enjoy my family again.
Yeah.
Right? Enjoy my kids, because I was working hard and focused on career and earning money for the family. I didn't take the time that I would have now if I had thought about it. We were talking about taking a trip to Disney, for example. We went on trips to Disney where, well, you went on trips to Disney that I couldn't even attend because I was working. And to be able to go and have those experiences with my family, or even as a child with my family, with my parents. Super impressed with my parents raising 5 kids, and one of them was a knucklehead named me. And to go back with today's
How was your brother Me doing?
Understanding and appreciation, it'd be neat to take all that in, right? To watch exactly how the mechanics of everything work. So I know that that's probably not the spirit of the question, because I don't think we can go back to the places. I don't think they exist. The things that we romanticize about the past, I don't think that they ever existed.
Well, yeah, I
In
mean,
the moment, maybe.
Maybe the spirit of the question is, though, those highlights, right? I mean, the things that we do study tend to be the highlights. The flight, we
Signing
study
the declaration.
we study the flight and not the millions of millions, but hundreds of failed attempts at that. Probably millions when you account for all of the other people beside the Wright brothers that had failed attempts. We also romanticize those failed attempts, but man, living through the frustration of trying things over and over and over and over again, and having failing results, is not great. A lot of people that are on YouTube now with 1 million subscribers. Julie Noki, she's hit. I don't know if she's hit, but she's really close to the 1 million subscriber mark. She blew up in the last year because she was doing these videos on with conversations to myself, to my past self about the pandemic. And so she would, about every 3 months, release a video where she would go back and visit herself 3 months prior and have a conversation. And the conversation is always, she's like, have we reached the murder hornet stage yet? Murder hornets, the very first one, her present self or her past self is like, yeah, this is a really tough year. The wildfires, have the Australian wildfires, has anything happened? She's like, wildfires? I don't remember. Oh, I guess that did happen, didn't it? Yeah, that felt like really big news. But people will say she was an overnight success. She's been making videos and posting them for 5 years to become an overnight success. Mm-hmm. Over and over and over again, we romanticize the success that comes after so much hard work.
Oh, yeah.
Being underappreciated.
Very good point. All right, so hey, feel free in your answer in the comments below to romanticize history any way you like. Okay, that's fine. But for me, I guess I'm a bit more practical in that sense. I'd love to go back to some moments in time and maybe observe them from a different point of view.
Like a ghost.
Kind of like a ghost. So, what do you think of the tobacco?
I really enjoy 1Q. Matt, thank you so much for Arrowhead. We appreciate it. What did you think?
I think it was 1Q.
Yeah.
I also
if not,
think,
it's darn close.
I also think I over-humidified this one.
You did.
Yeah, okay.
You did.
I tend to like my tobacco just a little bit drier than when they're fresh from the store. And I humidified these a couple days ago and probably took this one a bit too far.
This one is a little bit wetter than it is from the store.
Yeah.
So,
but I enjoyed it, as I do. 1Q.
Matt, thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you all on day 8. In the meantime, make it a great day.
Thanks, yeah.